And welcome to In the Front Row. My name is Jamie Lee. Normally when I do a live stream, I am with my beautiful Tyrone or my lovely Mike, and they are not joining me on the panel today. But today I am joined by some other of my YouTube buddies, and we are going to talk all about Marvel's new TV series on Disney Plus called Secret Invasion. Yes?
Yes,
ma'am.
Absolutely.
We got the B team. We got the down and dirty team.
Yes, this is the B team. This is
We
the
have
not
some
so
sort of
sexy
team
team.
going. We have our shades on, which I'm taking mine off because we were just picking on our friend Don. Before I get into this, let's go around and introduce everybody. So, John, do you want to quickly talk about your channel real quick?
Yeah, my name is John. I'm from Movie Lovers Unite. Go on ahead, follow me. We just got done doing a big, huge interview with another big director. So go on ahead, check that out. And that's everything over here at Movie Lovers Unite.
Sweet as. Nice. Next, we have Taco. Taco, you want to give your channel a quick plug?
Yeah, I don't do movie fun stuff like the rest of them. I just talk about A Song of Ice and Fire and Game of Thrones and stuff like that. I just got a video coming that came out today about a character who cuts people's eyes out and puts them on pikes, which is why I'm in such a good mood, called The Weeper. Did make it into the show. Can't imagine why. And down there, we got the best Kid Rock impersonator in America, Don.
America.
Just
American.
You can find him in America.
America.
Oh, good lord. Good lord.
I had like 3 jokes I didn't make. That's all.
It's fine. You can make all the jokes you want.
That's what the private chat's for there, Big Don.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to plug your channel real quick then, Big Don?
Don't get his head too hyped.
Oh, God.
Now.
Right? Anyway, sorry, guys. Let's go.
Ma'am.
Sorry, Don.
Ma'am.
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 Dude,
ma'am.
your hat says ma'am enough. You don't also have to
You guys can find me
what's
on
up, Drew?
Multiverse of Geekdom. We got a whole bunch of stuff going on over there in America.
Yes.
America.
Titans of the Turf Season 2 underway. We are working on that for everyone. Because I know everyone just wants to see it. I know it, guys. You don't have to tell me. You don't have to let us know. Everyone wants to see it.
Gotcha. Alrighty, so and also Jace is from Multiverse of Geekdom as well. So they're like little team buddies there. Before we get into this episode, can we quickly just go around and talk about like what was your level of anticipation for this series? Like, were you excited? Were you hyped for it or not too much? Not what you thought of it after, like what you thought like prior to watching it. John?
Yeah.
Okay, so my first initial thoughts was going into it was for me, Marvel has set such a low bar for me because of things that they've done recently. But then I seen the trailer for this, and I'm like, okay, this has like the Winter Soldier kind of vibe with it. Has this kind of like Splinter Cell kind of political kind of drama, which is something that I felt like that was missing, something that was different. And so I was like, okay, so I'm like at a medium right now, and then. We'll get into what my thoughts was after that. But yeah, I definitely enjoyed the trailer from what I've seen. So yeah, I'm definitely excited for it. Was excited for it.
What about you, Taco?
That's true.
Well, I've been a hardcore Marvel fan comic book wise since I started reading comics in high school and all the way up to now. I'm definitely reading comics less than I used to be, but Secret Invasion is a really important kind of story arc crossover from the comics, and I've always been really excited to see it go to film. We've seen it go to television before. It was the second season of Earth Mightiest Heroes, Avengers Earth Mightiest Heroes, which is the best Avengers cartoon, period. And that season is amazing. And I had, like what John said, I used to watch everything Marvel put out. I sucked the Disney teat like the rest of everybody else until it started to taste like, not that great. And they were kind of putting out. I mean, I watched everything, and I didn't watch Moon Knight, and I didn't watch Miss Marvel, and I was a huge Kamala Khan fan. I remember when that comic came out. So at this point, when it comes to Disney, Disney Marvel and Disney Star Wars, somebody has to tell me, like, I have to be like, okay, is this actually good? Because I don't want to waste my time. Is it a Mando or is it something else? And I'm not going to tell you what I thought of it yet because we haven't got to that. But I had expectations where I'm like, if they do this right, if they make Secret Invasion, it's going to be one of the best things on television.
Jace?
I mean, I agree. I had not the biggest expectations because, I mean, like everyone has said, I mean, Disney has let us down quite a bit with Marvel series as in a whole. Haven't been the most happy with, She-Hulk. I wasn't the most happy with a few things. Don't you roll your eyes at me. I'm allowed to
hate Jace, honestly. I don't even want to mention it on my channel. Like, she's banned from even being spoken
I
about.
didn't even
in my
mention
channel.
She-Hulk.
I thought you were talking about.
She's
I
not
thought you were
welcome
giving
here.
me
She can't
shit
sit
for
with
even.
us.
I thought you were giving me
No.
shit for not liking it. I was about to be like, oh, listen.
No. And hey, Tyler, we actually have shades on. We did have them on before, but I was worried of what people might see, so I took them off in the
I had mine on
reflection.
earlier.
And John's sick, so don't pick on him, Tyler. All right, sorry, Jace. Continue.
No, you're good. And just this, like, Secret Wars or Secret Invasion could be an amazing story if told right. They have the premise there. They have the guidelines pretty much already set up with what they've already got in the world of Marvel that they've already established. And I think, like Taco said, if it's done right, there's no reason why it can't be a home run for them. It could be their saving grace, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. What about you, Don?
Yeah, I was really excited for this. To see Samuel L. Jackson come back, Nick Fury come back, and what? Don't laugh at me.
Yeah,
I think
you're
you just read
entitled
the
to your
private
opinion.
chat. Sorry, I'm dropping
No,
bombs.
it's okay.
I'm dropping secret bombs.
But yeah, no, I kind of feel the same way as everybody else. I mean, if it's done right, this can be really great. But I'm glad we got Samuel back, and I'm glad that we're getting the story. It is a great story if it's done right. The problem is with everything else that we've got in Marvel, it's what version of this story are we going to get? How much are they going to change? What are they going to change? So that's another thing to worry about too, because there are things that have happened and things that I guess really can't happen in this story. So we'll see. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited going into it for sure.
I'm jelly of that.
Oh, sorry, I'll leave it up a little bit longer. Yeah.
No,
Tammy
yes,
was-
I'm jelly about that. She was inside the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
It's
She
pretty
recently went
hype.
overseas and
That's
she
pretty cool.
recorded that all for her channel. So check out her channel as well.
Hey!
Molly. Nice to see
What's
you.
up?
Hey, Molly.
Yeah, all right. So we open this episode with Everett Ross going and visiting like a secret agent. I don't know what that secret agent's name was, but my gosh, did he have energy? Like he was super.
He had a cool
It was
voice.
Charlie Day all
did he?
over. Look, man, they're coming
Yes.
for
It's,
us. I told you.
He starts off with that narration, and it was like the most cold, dark, salty voice. I was like, "Who's this guy?" And then we saw him. I'm like, "Dude, I love your voice,
completely
man.
thought he was
I loved
another
it.
actor.
Can you read books to me?"
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But
Reading
yeah.
lullabies or something. Yeah, it was cool. I don't know his name, but he had lots of energy. And he was saying,
Talos was actually his name.
No.
no, not Talos.
Wasn't
No, that's not
number
Talos. We're
talking about the
tinfoil
agent.
hat on, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
Talos is the one that comes later.
Talos is Ben Mendelsohn.
Yeah,
Right. That's
You
right.
even Marvel, bro?
He's been
Let's not
around
talk
for a
about
while.
his
Yeah,
voice.
I'm good.
he's been around for a while.
Shut up. I knew that. I just want to see if you knew. That's all.
Oh, was that what that
Just
was?
teaching
Gotcha.
us not out
So wait a
to.
minute,
Good
who
one,
is it
John.
again? Who is Talos again?
Ben Mendelsohn.
Anyway, so we get that little introduction there, which I thought was a really good introduction because we learn about what is going on, like with the bombs and stuff like that. And we learn that he thinks, instead of a terrorist attack, which the government are putting it down to, that he thinks it's the Skrulls. So that was a good little introduction there. Obviously, he gets killed off by a Skrull, basically. And then Talos. Oh, this is an after show. Everybody knows
I
what's
knew
coming.
it was a
Taco.
Skrull. I knew it was a Skrull. I knew it. He was acting too weird.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
somebody in that
That's
scene
way
was a
too
Skrull, and it probably wasn't the dude who's saying, "Hey,
Saying,
we need
"Hey,
to
it's
look
a
out for
Skrull."
Skrulls."
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
The conspiracy
Somebody in that
theorist.
scene had to be a Skrull.
Yeah. So what did you guys think of that little opening? And then of course he dies because he's shot by Maria Hill, and then we get obviously the introduction to the show, the Marvel intro there. So what did you guys think of that first little part there?
I have to say, I enjoyed the opening scene because of the fact that it has a Splinter Cell kind of political kind of vibe that I was hoping for. I definitely like the conspiracy theorist idea of it, and then him trying to explain it to us for the very first time as he's explaining it to to the other character, I thought to the Skrull, I thought that was actually a perfect introduction into the world that people weren't understanding this universe or anything like that. This actually sets up the building blocks for that, to where people can be introduced into this kind of world. And then when you find out that that character's going to die, I think it was a perfect way of beginning his character and ending his character, and then you're able to go ahead and give us what we want. And and then you actually have Everett K. Ross for killing CIA agent Prescott as well. That's also one, yeah. So I mean, you have a lot going on in one single event that happens in this episode, which I thought was really good.
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty strong opening to the show overall. I mean, we know where we're at, but I mean, for anybody that didn't know going in, I think they recapped everything pretty well with him, with the overdub, like we said, and the narration, and then that scene of them. I mean, the only problem is we love that character so much, so I noticed it right away that he wasn't acting normal.
But the thing is that popped into my head was, how long has he been a Skrull? Like, because he could.
Well, I don't even know if he has been. I just think that might be another, like, a Skrull just being him. Like,
I think he's a Skrull on Wakanda
right now.
forever.
He's in Wakanda right now, right? Isn't he still in Wakanda right now?
Yeah, forever. Yeah.
Right. Well, right. Exactly. You can't leave. Once you go, you can't leave. Like Hotel California, you can't leave once you go in.
That's the best I got today, guys. I'm sorry. I know you can't.
Whatever happens in Wakanda stays in Wakanda.
No, but I mean, he's doing other things. I don't think he's anywhere near that. So I mean, I think somebody's just using him, or somebody was using his body or likeness to do things. So
they got to pay him for that. They can't be using his likeness.
Well, right, exactly.
They can't deep fake him like that.
They need to do the Bruce Willis deal, man, and just get the right film for the.
Anyway, all right. So then we move on to the intro. I don't really want to talk too much about that. I don't know if you guys want to talk about all that AI.
I didn't like the intro. I actually thought it was really bad. I really didn't like it.
Here we go. We want to talk about the intro.
No, I'm not trying to be. I'm just saying. I just didn't.
It's my show. We do what I say. Sorry, Don. You didn't like it?
Yes, ma'am.
I just didn't like it. I didn't think it fit the show. I just didn't think it. I don't think it got the point across that it was supposed to, in my opinion. But
are you talking about like the credits, like the opening?
Yeah, like the opening credits, like the card, the animation stuff.
I don't even remember it.
It had like a 90s kind of vibe to it.
Completely isn't up
ABC.
here.
That's
right
what it
now.
reminded me of, right, Don?
Well, I just watched it like an hour right before I watched it. I watched
it 2 days ago. I watched it on Friday when I was working on a bunch of other stuff. That's the only time I was going to be in front of my TV. So.
Well, I wanted to make sure
it seemed like a cheesy space James Bond intro.
Bro, like an Archer intro.
It wasn't even that good.
It wasn't even that good.
Never gets too much credit according to Don.
It's just again, look, it's nothing against. I don't think it's the show. That's all.
Fair enough. There was one shot in there that I liked. It was the Nick Fury looking like a Skrull one. Apart from that I was like, wow, this is really poor. Yeah. But anyway, we can move on from that. We won't keep chatting about it. Thanks, Don.
Sorry,
just kidding. So then we move on from that, and obviously we get that reuniting moment with Nick Fury, who returns back to Earth, and he reunites with Maria Hill. And then we get some, pretty good catch-up scenes, I guess, with them. And then we meet, my mind's blanking, Don, but you just watched it.
Talos.
Did we meet him, or did they jump to what's happening with Emilia?
Well, we met him before that when he saved Hill, and then. Then she meets up with Fury, and then she takes Fury back to him. And then they talk about because his wife died. She knew his wife, or he knew his wife.
Ooh, we're all over the place.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. So what happened before that is the kidnapping. So Nick Fury gets kidnapped by.
That happens before that.
Yeah,
we are Jamie Lee. Not to call you off, but you're skipping scenes here. And
am I? Okay, sorry, John. You go back to yours.
First, he shows up in the set of ET, and then he has like a hangout with Maria Hill, and then they hang out with Talos, also known as the Ninth Divine from Skyrim. I can't believe they stole that name from Skyrim. And then after that is when he hangs out with the British chick and finds out that James Bonds are also in the mix. So,
all right. So let's not
so-
jump ahead to the thugs. Let's go back then to the Maria Hill moment. What did you guys think of that little catch up and with Talos then?
There was a lot of tension that first meetup, and you could tell there was a lot of like, I'm happy to see you, but I'm also like,
why are you here?
What the fuck?
I didn't read tension at all. Was I not paying attention?
I mean, he has to kill the fake Martin, and then, you know, she's like, he's one of you, and he's like, no, he's one of them. So we're already sort of getting the setup of the story there, which.
Yeah, like there's two different
sides. This is all kind of stuff we know going in. If you know the story a little bit, it's more of how they're going to play it in this season, I guess, and how they're going to play it in this show.
Yeah. And so there was tension like between Maria Hill and Sam Jackson. Is that what you're saying there, Freets?
No, between him and her and Talos, right? Oh, I thought you meant
no,
her.
not her and Talos. No, I'm saying between Marie and
I didn't read that at all.
Tension. It wasn't like tension, but it was more of just like.
I got that more later when we were in the bar. I got that.
Yeah,
just
like
the bar. Well, yes, the bar was a more
attention.
definitive moment, but I think it was for me. It was just not. What am I trying to say? Like, it was just there was more of a like, we don't need you here, but cool, you're here.
Like, why you
know
here?
I mean?
I thought you were hanging up on, for some reason they don't call it sword in the MCU. They call it saber, and I was like, do you mean sword?
No, that's weird.
Yeah,
that is weird.
That's weird.
I'm not hung up on that at all.
Yeah, that's fine. Call it saber. We all know it's sword, but
Exactly.
sword and shield. That's the whole point. But anyways, whatever. If you want to ruin that,
They didn't want to copy Pokemon.
I guess Pokemon copied them. So I have so many fundamental problems with this show.
Oh no!
And I haven't talked yet for a reason, but man, I hate this show and tell. The first two scenes are just exposition. That's all it is. It's people sitting and telling each other stuff. The first scene is an agent going, "Here's a bunch of information," and then he's like, "I'm a Skrull," and then there's like, "He's a Skrull. We're Skrulls," and then the next scene is he's like, Nick Fury's like, "What do you guys got?" And Talos is like, "Here's some information." It's just, oh my, it's really bad writing and really bad setup. What's so secret about it? We know who the bad guys are already. Where's the secret part of the secret invasion? We're told who the freaking evil Skrulls are in like 4 minutes. This is so just not what I signed up for.
It would have been better if they went off with the narrative of how the conspiracy theorist was, where he was basically just making theories and theorizing and then not showing us anything or the other Skrulls and wondering who the main Skrull is. That's actually bad versus them showing everything. That might be something they could have done.
Yeah, and well, all right. I'm gonna shut up after I do like just a couple minute rant, and then I'll talk about the show. But a secret invasion is done with the first episode not even having a Skrull. That's how you do secret invasion. We find out there's a problem, and they're trying to solve the problem, and we bring in familiar faces like Maria Hill, and then so on and so forth, and they don't know what's going on, and then at the last second, we know nothing about Skrulls. Everything's going wrong, and we don't know how to solve this problem. We have a bunch of familiar faces, and then the most familiar face looks at the camera. You see that they're a Skrull. End of first episode. That's how you do a secret invasion, where you then go, wait, that guy was a Skrull the whole time. Wait, who's Skrulls? Now, this is such a weird way of doing secret invasion for me. Like, I don't know. I thought it was such a... After I watched the episode, I was like, what? This is how they're doing it? All right. I mean, maybe I'll get one over if I watch another episode. I might, but I don't know, man. This was like this. I want to go back and watch the second season of Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes now, because that's how you do secret invasion. All right, I'll shut up, Jamie Lee. I'm sorry to bring negativity into your beautiful place.
I'm having a really good day, you guys. Anyway, so
I felt like this before my day today.
Gotcha. Wow, I'm going to bring myself out of all that negative energy right now and just come back to defend it, because I do want to defend it, because I think that Marvel's copped a lot of hate lately for people not knowing what's going on, things not linking in with other things. And by literally telling people who probably won't watch this series, maybe will, maybe won't, they will have an understanding of what the hell is going on. who are Skrulls, and I think that they needed to open it like that for the people that are like, what the hell is going on? Where does Shang-Chi fit in with everything? Where does, nobody really understands like the clear path that they're supposed to be on in this phase. So I think that by literally telling people about bombs, about Skrulls, about, secret agents pretending to be like secret spies impersonating other people, I think that is a smart way of going about it. It might not be the way in the comics, and it might not be like fan service.
You think that the audience can't handle an actual spy espionage show where we don't know everything we're walking into? Because that's what a spy espionage we do. We already met the bad guys. We know what they're doing. We know the whole thing.
There might be,
didn't we?
But to someone that doesn't understand this universe, my wife was watching it. She was not really understanding it, so I had to break it down to her. But for someone that doesn't understand what Secret Invasion is or the Skrulls, they're explaining it and breaking it down to the people that don't know. So
I didn't know what it was when I first read it. I've got through it. I'm sorry. I think there's a difference between it being legible and it being dumb. And sorry, but your wife, everyone here doesn't need to be spoon-fed. That's just talking down to your audience.
I understand the universe because that's what I've always watched.
That dumbing down for your audience is bad. I mean, it should be smart. It should be edgy, especially a show that's about espionage and spy. They shouldn't go, by the way, Doctor knows behind it. We're like, oh, well, don't tell us that in the first act. I don't know. I said I would shut up.
The secret part about it all, though, is the fact that they can impersonate anybody. So you're constantly on edge, and the suspense is thinking, well, is Fury a Skrull?
Well, we know that he at least is at one point, right? Later on in the future or something, right? Isn't he a Skrull in some movie? But the other main character is Talos, who is a Skrull. So it's either we got two main characters at the end of this, and one of them most likely isn't one yet, and one we know is, and he's a good one. I don't know. I'll shut up.
You're good.
All right, what about you, Jace? What about you, Jace? Yours is more important than Mr. Negativity over there. You say what you think.
I warned Jamie Lee.
They're okay.
Sorry, Taco.
So, I completely understand where he's coming from, and I also understand where the direction that they came from. They're trying to. I don't think Disney necessarily thinks their audience is dumb. I think they think their audience is children. So I think that they definitely think that they have to explain things a bit more. So I don't think it's necessarily more on the fact that they think that their viewership is dumb. I think it's the fact that they think their viewership is a bit younger. Even people younger than me. I'm 26. People fucking 20 years old don't know their ass from their elbow. It's just people do tend to need to be explain things a bit more.
How do they?
So I think that was the case with especially the opening scenes.
Brooke Mighty's Heroes is a children's show.
How do they?
And it did it better. For children. And it was a better spy espionage season than this. It was on Disney Plus.
You can't say it's been a better season when we only
Junior.
have one episode. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
You can't say it's a better
But
season.
the first
with just
episode
one
was
episode.
better.
That's all I'm going to say.
It was on
There
Disney
could be a lot of
Junior.
things that we have no idea about.
I like it.
There could be something big scheme that who the fuck knows? Maybe these people that are blowing up everything are actually doing something right. Who the fuck knows?
Well, of course they are.
Yeah.
They're saving
And I
the
think
children.
there's a bigger picture that they're trying to set the scene, and they're trying to give us a path or a direction to things like the Marvel.
This is why I was afraid to talk.
Thunderbolts.
Because I knew it would be I knew it would be an argument
I
over
just
whether
was
the
doing
show's
this.
good, and I knew it was going to stop the actual moving through the episode in its tracks. That's why, scene 1, I was like, "Don't say anything yet, Mark. Let's try to get into the episode."
Never mind. It's fine. It's totally fine.
No,
Don,
it's
what do
fine.
you think about it? About that scene? Maybe not. Taco's just made it about the whole fucking movie. So what do you think about the whole thing, Don?
I think the whole episode sucked. No.
I didn't.
I think I kind of see what he's saying, but I like what they're doing so far overall. I really do. I like where they're going with it. I know I do think they sort of blew the load, but I think we again, for the people that knew what was going on, that was going to happen no matter what. I mean, it's just hard to keep that a secret. I don't think they could have kept that a secret for the show. That would have been way too hard to go in and be like, no, who's a Skrull? Who's a Skrull? No, nobody's a Skrull.
But
I
that's
think
what
they just had to get it
Secret
out of the
Invasion
way.
is who's the Skrull. That's what it's who's the Skrull the show. That's what Secret Invasion has always been. You find out halfway through the series that Captain America was a Skrull the whole time. Like that's what Secret Invasion is.
I think you need to give it a little bit more time, Taco. Like you said,
True, you're right. It's the
Gravik,
first
the
episode.
bad
You're
guy,
right.
but we
You're
don't know that he's the villain. Like he's the villain in the sense of, you know, whoever's pulling his strings, but there's other people that could be behind the scenes of this. There's other people, like it's beyond episode 1, so I think give it a chance to sort of get beyond episode 1. But anyway, so all right, I don't even know where we're at anymore with what we're talking about.
The next scene is when the British lady kidnaps him, and she's like, some type of a spy. We just grabbed you off the street, and he goes, I meant for you to grab me. It's like, oh, okay.
And she also mentions the fact that if it was like years ago, they wouldn't have been able to capture him. Yeah. I thought that her part was a little over the top.
I didn't like that they kept mentioning that he's like old and can't do this anymore. I'm
we can tell by how he looks, man.
Yeah, I know.
But even David Glover was able to do stuff on Lethal Weapon. I'm just saying.
Like even that bar scene with her when she's talking to him and she's like, hey.
You get bottom level piss or something like that. Is that what you're talking about? No? He's like, I wanted bourbon. No, you get bottom level piss.
To be honest, that was part of my favorite parts of the show.
Me too. I thought she was great.
I liked her, but I remember her from Hot Fuzz. She is so good. She's like the one who she's like the only cop that's a female, and she keeps making those horrible innuendos, and they're so funny.
No, but I think I love the fact that they showed, like, are kind of just outright saying how people are noticing Nick Fury is like slipping. Like, because that's a huge deal. Like, Nick Fury is the commander of S.H.I.E.L.D. He was like literally the smartest person in the room, even without being the smartest person in the room, because he was 10 steps ahead of you every single time.
Yeah.
So the fact that he is slipping up and the fact that people are noticing he's slipping up is huge deal.
Are you the same color as your backgrounds? Because speaking of slipping, you're slipping in and out of existence, and you're like Marty McFly's freaking Polaroid. And I'm like, dang, what's going on right now?
You're a Skrull. You're a Skrull.
You're a Skrull. And you would finally be interesting if you were a Skrull, Frito. Jeez.
Oh my gosh, I'm going to get rid of you from the stream. Bloody hell.
Come back in a different face.
Jesus. So anyway, that scene, I thought that scene was good with that lady. I thought she had heaps of energy. I don't know. I liked it. Anyway, John, did you want to say anything? Sorry.
But yeah, for me, I mean, I like that scene that Fredo was talking about where basically, you know, he's slipping. He's supposed to be like the smartest person and he's slipping. I just felt like her character, though, in a sense, is kind of a little bit over the top. But the dialogue, whenever she just goes on and says, look, man, you're slipping. I wouldn't have been able to capture you back in the day. It just shows that, you know, with age and stuff, you slip up. You're not as top of your game like you used to be. And that's the kind of thing I really liked with it. But I just felt like whenever she first puts him in the chair and it has this, I don't know, it's just like she was a little over the top on that part for me. That I just really
thing I liked that she was over the top. But
yeah, I agree.
But other than that, though, I thought the script, that part of the script was really good. But it's just like that one little small thing of when she goes ahead and has him tied up to the chair, and she does that. But I like how Nick is over there. Okay, you think that I'm slipping? Okay, he goes around planting bugs in her house. I
like one thing I'm going to give you on the dialogue. I will agree with you a little here, John. I'll be olive branch here. Eat some olives. I liked when she's like, do you want us to drop you off? And he goes, I'll walk, which implies he knows where he is. I thought that was that tiny little slip where he's like, it's all right, I know where I am. I see through that bag. You're losers. Like, I thought that was the one thing where I'm like, all right, maybe he does have the upper hand.
Because like that's the thing too, is like he's constantly trying to show everyone that he's still on top of his game somewhat, but like us as the audience and people can tell, like, there are certain things that he's doing that are messing up and not the typical Nick Fury, but he's still got his wits about him. Like, and just with that line itself right there, like, I'll walk, I know, like, basically, exactly, like, I know exactly where I am. I'll be fine.
Yeah, I like that line. I'll give you that line, John. Here.
Okay. Thank you. Appreciate it. I'll take my olive. Thank you.
I like olive.
Samuel L. Jackson is great as Nick Fury. That's just a fact.
You just want to drop that bomb in there, Don. Cool.
Sorry.
No, that's cool. I agree with you. I'm all for it.
I have dogs barking over here. So I'm trying to.
No, that you're fine.
Like that.
And then I'm going to jump forward and let's move on to the scene where we see the person who's trying to be the new recruit to the Skrulls community, I guess you could say. And we meet Gia, or the adult version of Gia. And is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah. Gaia, I think it was.
Gaia.
Was it?
Yeah.
My bad.
Gaia.
No, you're good.
Gaia.
She's mother of the earth. Mother Earth.
Little. Yeah, she's a mother of dragon Skrulls.
Anyway, we meet her and
Really?
moving on.
I'm making a Song of Ice and Fire reference. I'm making a Game of Thrones. That's the one thing I'm here for.
She summons Captain Planet.
Oh.
Anyway, we meet the new recruit, and she takes him in and shows that they're living in this abandoned power plant because they just want a place to call home, which we know is what Captain Marvel and Nick Fury promised. Back in Captain Marvel. So, we learned that, they just want a place to live and to be, but behind the scenes, behind where everybody's getting along and playing and kicking the ball and the kids are happy and stuff, that there's an alternate motive or a different plan going on, behind the scenes, where they've got the little capsules and they put the humans in the capsules and take their memory whilst also taking their appearance. So, I thought that was really interesting because I didn't understand. I mean, you guys would, or Taco specifically, would be like, "Oh, we already know that that's what happens." But as a viewer who hasn't read the comics before, I don't know how they function, and I don't. No, I'm not trying to be smart here. I'm being serious.
No, I understand where you're coming from. Can I clarify something? I'm not saying that you need to know it. I'm saying you don't need to know it yet. In the first episode, I just think it's weird of a spy thing for them to showing the villain's hands so early. Like, wouldn't it have been more of
that's the villain though? That's the point that I'm trying
to
make.
You don't think that the Skrulls are the bad guys?
I think that there's people pulling the strings of Gravik, for example. I think that he's working with somebody bigger. For example, people that are like in, I don't know, the government. I think that there's a bigger villain than just the Skrulls wanting to find a home. I think that there's more to it than that because, I mean, how many years has it been since they've been looking for a home?
1990, since Nirvana's Nevermind came out, was when the first movie took place.
I just think I think that it's more than just they want to find a home. I mean, the people that are at the forefront there that we see playing and living happily, sure, but I think behind the scenes there's a lot more. What's the word I'm trying to use? I don't think that Gravik is the main villain he is the villain in this episode, sure, but I think that there's more to it than that is what I'm
You think that there might be a bigger Skrull than what he is basically what you're saying.
Well, maybe it's not even a Skrull. Maybe it's the Skrulls.
That would be weird.
Well, let's go back on something, though, that you hit on, Jamie, that I found really interesting. You were talking about the government aspect of it. What if one of the leaders just happens to be a Skrull trying to cause havoc with everyone? Because look, you have the Russians in this show that's trying to that's actually trying to go to war, and stuff like that. So trying to do like basically trying to separate the world and stuff like that. So what I'm thinking is they're using the Skrull for like a political gain kind of thing, and that's how I'm viewing it as. So maybe there's actually a Skrull that's actually bigger than the other ones that are trying to control everything that's pulling the strings. So that's my speculation on it. But I was actually trying to go off of what you were saying, though, because it actually makes sense.
What about you, Don? What do you think?
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing. I do think that more than likely he's going to be the bad. I mean, there might be somebody above him, but still, it's going to basically be either money or politics. I mean, I don't see what else it could be. So
Well, he seems to have a really big vendetta, like a vengeance, like revenge. Oh, not even revenge. He really hates Fury for some reason. Like in that, I know it's jumping ahead, but in that, like, we saw that in that, just before the kidnapping scene, like he pretended to be the lady who was getting kissed, by that man, and then he pretended to be the little girl, and Fury.
Yeah, he's messing with Fury specifically.
Yeah, specifically taunting him for some reason. So there's sort of like a grudge there, and I'm curious to find out why.
They did explain that he was a part of their team originally, and
Fury
he
said
took
he knew
it
him.
very personal when Fury took his hiatus on Saber.
Yeah.
So
what they said, at least.
They were promised something by Fury, and Fury not delivering, and then he went and adventured for a while, and then he sabered for a while. So they're like, "Hey, thanks for just ditching us." As a
result, they're going to go bombing a whole bunch of innocent people. It just, I don't know. I think there's more to it.
Because I think what they're trying, they're messing with Fury.
They're messing with
that, but I think that obviously, they're just trying to cause a lot of
chaos,
terror in the world, and make it look like different people are doing it to cause a massive pandemic.
And not only, but they don't want to fight. They want everyone to find everybody. So if you have a small faction of government A bombs government B, and then a small faction of government B bombs government A, and then all of a sudden all of A and B are fighting each other, and they can then
reap
the benefits after the chaos.
Everyone to fight each other and not them.
They can survive high radiation. That's why they're living on the nuclear plants. I really like that. That was actually kind of cool. But that also means that they can cause nuclear war, get all humans out of the way, and literally just live on Earth.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I thought that the private chat was important until I read it.
No, it's not. John? Do you have anything to say, John? Sorry, really diverting here.
But no
comment. All right, Don. Anyone?
No. Okay, so basically, I was saying I definitely have to agree with Jason though for that though too, because of the fact that I think that there is a bigger game in town whenever it comes down to it, where we have people that are disguising each other and stuff like that with the Skrulls and things. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's actually something that I think that's being played into it.
Do we think there's going to be an actual invasion? Are we going to get an invasion?
Yeah, but a secret one.
Well, right. Nobody's going to know about it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. I mean, if we don't get an actual like war or an invasion from this, it's a big letdown, I think.
I just think it's a stepping stone. Like, I really think that this series will link in with further things like the Marvels and Thunderbolts and things like that. Like, it's just planting some seeds, I guess. Obviously there's going to be some sort of, I don't want to use that word, but like climax at the end. Like, there's going to be something, there's going to be a war, as you say, Jace, but it's, oh God. Anyway.
We're out. What did you guys do? I feel like I threw everyone out their game, and now everyone's giggling.
No, you really did.
This is amazing. Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm having a great time.
At least Frito's enjoying it. He's the one dude in the middle of a riot. Like, anyone else loving this?
Chaos, anarchy.
They just bombed everybody. Woo!
I'm more of a causing it kind of guy. And maybe I'm with the Skrulls. Maybe I'm... but... All right, where were we on the show?
Yeah, let's move on. So we talked about that little scene there where we got, I think it's Gravik that's looking down at these, people in the pods and things like that. And he takes the guy's face and takes his memories. So from there, what happened, Don? Since you watched it last?
Well, after that, we get the exchange with the bags, right? Isn't that what happens next? The bags?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
the bags
Gaia,
for the deal.
Yeah.
She gets
goes to her dad. Sorry.
No, they're sorry,
I'll say it.
Just do it.
No,
Somebody
you
do
say
it.
no more.
Gives it to the art
You say
dealer.
no more.
No, the cool
No,
dude who's got all the cool artifacts gets the bag for the deals from Khaleesi, and then she starts to leave, and the Marie Hill starts to follow her. I thought it was going to be something really interesting, like Marie Hill gets to her, and then she flips, and it's not that Skrull. It's actually the different Skrull who we met earlier. But no, the show's not that clever. But
But where is the dragon at? That's all I want to know is where the dragons are.
Yeah.
We're trying.
So
I got muted, man.
Yeah, so I thought that was a really cool scene too, because you talk about the show not being very interesting because they tell you all the time, but I thought that really was like intense and kept me in suspense, because I was sort of wondering, is she going to cross her dad? Like she went to Talos and said, I'm going to mark these bags with infrared marker or whatever it was. And so you were constantly thinking, like, is she though? Like, is that her? Did somebody take over her? And
Right.
I think the suspense is in the fact that you don't know who to trust at any point in time, and that's what I liked about it. Like that's
So the twist was that there wasn't a twist, and when you expected there to be a twist,
you can't expect
What a
from
twist!
episode 1, Taco. I think you're expecting
you can.
too
You
much.
can actually expect a really good episode any episode.
Well, I thought it was a really good episode.
I agree.
I
Don't
gave
think it was
Jamie
a
Lee
good
such a
episode.
big warning. I said I might be negative. I did not like it. Do you want me on? And she's like, yeah, of course. And she's like, do you want to do it? I said, I want to do it. I promised I was going to do it. And now she's regretting that. I did
about
like
you,
it was an
Joey?
evil art dealer. I like that. I like that us artists folk got to have a little scene. Did you guys see it coming that the Skrull was a Skrull the whole time? That's nuts.
I want to meet you. So anyway, we
Oh
see
my
the
God.
Skrull coming, because obviously that was so obvious to everybody that it was a Skrull about to blow everybody up. And we see the bombs go off because obviously it was Gravik that was, behind it all and taunting Nick Fury.
Oh,
And then after that, we
jumped
get
ahead
that.
there.
Well, I have to. We're running out of time because you're just complaining.
I'm just wondering who.
I have like 3
Typical
complaints
man,
you just
Taco.
skipped over too.
I
I've had a
think
joke
Taco's a
planned
Skrull, he's
and
trying
you
to
skipped
throw
over
everything
that
off.
shit, that whole area.
Taco's a Skrull. He's trying to throw everything off.
Oh my
what
god,
it
would
is.
it freak you guys out if I turned green right now?
It would.
You're putting the
Be the
emphasis
first
on-
compelling twist of the whole show.
Oh
You're
my
saying
God.
that you're pointing the blame towards Jace and saying, Jace, your background, you must be a Skrull, but secretly
Yeah,
you are
it's
the
really- I'm wearing the green alien on my shirt. I'm taunting you guys with it.
I don't have
No,
an
I-
eye now.
Can we talk about the espionage going on where you got like Nick Fury goes in there and like beats up the Skrull, and then there's a Skrull on Skrull violence, and then he ends up shooting him. I know he's supposed to be a spy, but like his spy game reminds me of like Paulie Walnuts from Goodfellas. Like he's more of a he's got the finesse of a mobster enforcer, not a freaking master spy. He goes in there like, we'll beat you up until you give us the information. Like, what spy? What are you, some thug? Like, I don't know. Come on, what are we doing here?
Wow. How dare you?
I know
sir.
John
How
liked my
dare
Paulie
you
Walnuts drop.
besmirch the name of Paulie Walnuts.
But yeah,
at least somebody in there's like, hey, I'm glad one dude's fighting with you guys. What? There's somebody.
I wanted to
Wouldn't
comment
suck
on there,
if
and I
we
thought,
all liked
nah,
it?
better not be nasty to you, like where it's actually like, on there forever. I feel bad, but yeah, it's great to have disagreements. Makes lives more interesting. But
Oh yeah.
we would
Wouldn't it suck
definitely
if we
be
all just
needing-
came on here and
needing Taco a
agreed
little
and
bit later
liked
today.
it? That would be boring.
Anyway, that ending
Look,
scene.
I mean,
that's
I
what
think
I'm
I think
jumping-
Taco's made some valid points. I
No,
don't dislike it as much. I don't dislike it as much as he does, but I see what he's saying. I mean, I can understand where he's coming from.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to have other people. I seriously thought everyone was going to be negative. Not as negative as me, but now I'm in. No, I thought that it was a bad show, and I thought everyone was going to think it was. And the fact that I'm the only dude, I had to up my game a little. Now I'm against everybody, so I had to actually double down a little more. I thought I was going to have allies.
Hey,
I gotta fight
listen,
for you.
you came in
Double
so
down.
strong. I couldn't even agree at all. Like you just came in way too hot.
I was gonna agree, but you hurt
Speak,
me.
Dave. What are you talking about? You're not even allowed to speak, let alone
I know
disagree.
you came in pretty hot on it. I'm just gonna say you did.
I didn't talk for the
Anyway,
first 5 minutes because I knew I was gonna come and
let's jump back
let
in.
them talk.
Padawan's dying of laughter. He is.
I know.
Let's jump back in.
Always
So that
does.
final
Great.
scene. Let's get to the finale. So
In
bombs
the
go off.
background. Sorry, because he's fading into
You're
his background.
such a dog. All right,
She's gonna kill
so
us.
in shit. Here we
In
go.
the shit.
In
the
the
shit.
finale,
In
in
the
the
shit.
final episode, there, the bombs go off, and then we see that that it was, Gravik, and he pretends to be Nick Fury. You know what I was talking about with the excitement of who's who. That's the suspense in it all. He's pretending to be Nick Fury, and he shoots Maria Hill, and currently she is out of it.
Ooh.
Which
So
gives
that was
it more
our
of
big
a.
twist.
We did not see her die, and we did not see whether she turned into a scroll or not. So we don't know,
We know
yet.
she's dead. Boo.
She didn't die on camera, and she didn't turn into a scroll on camera.
All
so
right.
she-
Okay. How about this,
That's
Tom?
what makes me
If
think
she
didn't
is
die,
dead,
yeah.
or if she isn't dead, I'm going to retract everything I'm about to say. But I do think they killed her off. And if they did, I am so horribly disappointing that such an interesting character like Maria Hill has been a character in the MCU for 11 years, since 2012 in Avengers, and they never gave her anything. She never had a character in 11 years.
Marvel, they don't make big calls and big moves like that, so there's no way.
Oh, they don't
she's
make
dead.
characters? They never gave her a character.
That's my point. They haven't done
11
anything with
years?
her.
her name is Maria Hill.
She's such an important character in the books.
How dare you? You know who
She was made by Brian Michael Bendis, and it's one of his best creations ever. She has been like the face of S.H.I.E.L.D. in the comics for like 20 years. She's super important. And in 11 years, we've gotten more from, like, Tom Holland wasn't even like 5 years old 11 years ago, and we've gotten 3 amazing movies with him, and we've learned everything we need to know about that character. But in 11 years, all we learned about Maria Hill was that she, like, sometimes plays chess games, and she dies. That doesn't bother anybody? That they killed off a character that they've never had the chance to or they never developed in 11 years?
I see what you did there.
That was
Yeah,
a good
no,
one.
yeah, sure. What did you think about the final episode there, John?
I thought that the finale of it was really good. The suspense level with Fury being a fake scroll and them trying to set it up. I think it's going to be one of those where they're trying to set it up for like a spy kind of thriller, espionage type of thing, where now Nick is on the run and trying to find out where Nick is and not being able to trust him. Because now I think it's going to get to the point where it's like, okay, well, which one is Nick Fury and which one's not? Since one scroll actually got away with it, But I think that it's setting up for a perfect kind of like Splinter Cell kind of vibe to it. If you think about it with a political drama and mix in with
You're
Marvel.
completely wrong. You're completely wrong. I mean, come on, John.
Just shut up. Just look at you over there with your little. You look. You know what, John?
Am
You
I
look like,
psychically
you look
controlling
like Kid
John
Rock
now?
from Wish.
Yeah,
you
right?
You look like Kid Rock from Wish.
You look
right
like
now.
Kid Rock's uncle trying to cash in on his fame.
Hey, look.
No,
Way too much
he's not
negativity
Kid
for my
Rock.
stream.
He's
Chase,
adult
you
Boulder.
talk.
He's Granny Rock.
Don't worry about what I
Granny
got going
Boulder.
on.
Grandpa Boulder.
Dude,
You leave my friends alone.
how are your roadieing days done?
I get all the hand-me-down roadies. Don't you worry about, roadies. Don't you worry
There
about
you go,
those.
He
John.
was a
I
rodeo
got you.
clown
I
is
got you
what
back.
he was. That's what he was.
Jace,
In
do
all
you
my
have
years,
anything
I've
to say
never
about that
been
finale
muted.
there? Jace, Taco, shush! Jace, what do you want to say about that finale? Fucking I just get you.
Okay.
Ah.
So the finale I thought was like just the scene, like you said, where he is Garrick or whatever his name is just turning into the different people as he's going down the street and like just kind of leading Fury away. Why Fury didn't shoot him in the first place, I will never understand. That's my only fucking problem with that, is the moment you saw him change to a different person, I would have shot the fucker in the leg. Like, no, this isn't happening. Just no, I will cause a panic in this fucking street. I'm shooting you in the leg. You ain't going nowhere. But other than that, well done scene. And just to have Maria Hill go out, I don't think she's dead. I definitely don't. I think she might have been either a Skrull or something happened and someone took her and took care of her in some way, shape, or form. I do not think this is the last we'll see of Marie Hill.
It's the real Martin. It's the real Martin, man. He gets her.
It also solidifies and like shows to Nick Fury that he is slipping. Like that is the big moment for him that I think that he needed. That like this is someone who trusted you with their life, and exactly what they told you was going to happen happened. Someone died in the middle of the fucking mission, and it was your fault.
Yeah. What about you, John? What do you think about that little final scene there?
Yeah, I mean, I know obviously that the bombs were set up and all that, but the only thing I don't understand about this scene is so Fury's there and this dude is there. Why doesn't he confront Fury at all? Like, why is there no like, this is why I'm doing this?
Well, because he wants to play with Fury. He doesn't. It's a mind game to him. It's not like, hey, I'm mad at you because of this. He wants to drag it out. He wants to hurt.
Yeah, but I guess
Fury.
then I don't know. I don't like this character then yet. I guess that's maybe just where I'm at. I just don't like.
This guy's a real jerk, bombing everybody like.
Oh no, he's definitely a jerk. I know he's definitely a bad guy, but
What
I just mean I'm not. I guess I'm just not in. Like he just hasn't grabbed me yet as a character.
Well, because like I think what you're like, you wanted him to explain what he was doing to Fury, but why would he do that?
But just be like them start to have a conversation and then he just blows everything up or something.
Yeah.
Like why? What's the point of it?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said,
He doesn't need to have conversation because, as Taco explained, that information was already thrown in our face apparently prior. So we already knew that information. To be fair, we knew that they had already known each other because, as you said, Fury. Like I'm being serious here. The English lady in that thing, she said, "Well, you know that." You know the enemy Skrull. Oh, what did she call him? Rebel Skrull, I think she called him. You know, Skrull. Yeah, you know that Rebel Skrull firsthand, don't you? And he said, I knew him. And he was like really adamant on like that he doesn't communicate with specifically Gravik is how I took it anymore. So I feel like there has already been that sort of confrontation before. And I feel like putting that in there was I don't know.
Like I said, I think it was more of a mind game that he was trying to play with Fury to make it just that much more like, because he was the little girl. So like, it was just basically like, I've been watching you this whole time.
Yeah.
Every single move you've made, I've been there and you haven't noticed me. Like, that's literally what I got from that scene is just, I've been watching you this whole time. And guess what? You have no fucking idea.
No, I caught all the details. Like, you know, he was the woman on the bench kissing the guy. She was the girl. I got all that, but I guess I don't know. But overall, I do like the theme because I like the way he plays with him. Like I do like the way he plays with him. I just was expecting because he's pissed off basically because Fury left and didn't help them out. So I was thinking he would just be like, "You freaking left us!" Like, you know, something just like just a second of like exploding. But I don't know. Maybe I was just expecting that to happen. I guess I don't know.
Yep.
I don't know.
No worries.
But yeah, overall, I did like the end. I do like the end, the way the episode ended overall. I will say that. I do like it.
Yeah, cool. All right. Do you want to say anything about that final scene, Taco?
I did not think you were going to ask me. I'm so proud of you.
I'm trying to be really
Here
like.
No.
We're good.
Cowboys.
I agree with Frito and Jamie Lee in the fact that it didn't need any more exposition. Let's just
God.
Come on. What, you really wanted them to be like, you want to know why I'm doing this? Oh, of course you're going to tell us.
I wanted an
We haven't heard it enough.
of him just telling his side of the story.
That was probably something, to be fair.
It was shot well. This is the one time I actually enjoyed the cinematography of this show. I didn't like a lot of the technical stuff either. The action scenes didn't look great. The music was awful too. But anyways, I do think it was very suspenseful at the end. And if I will watch season or episode 2, it's because I actually am a little hooked of like, okay, what's really going on with this dude? What's with his heart on towards Fury specifically? I'm hooked a tad from it. I just hope it's a little better.
Yes, because like there's obviously a little more going on between him and Fury that we've been led on to believe. Like there's a bit more of a bigger relationship or some kind of bigger promise, I think, that was made specifically to Garrick that we don't know of yet.
Yeah.
Scorned lovers with Fury.
Sure.
That would be progressive.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, the guy can turn into anything.
Dude,
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Oh dear. All right. Well, overall thoughts. Do you want to go first, John, and just say, what you thought of the whole thing? Are you excited for the next one? Are you not really?
I'm keeping an open mind to the first, because this is a TV series. This is not a 2.5 hour movie. So we have plenty of time to be able to get to know what they're doing. And so maybe some of the negativities that we have, not Taco, but, mostly for us, maybe we might actually go into it like, okay, well, we didn't enjoy the first episode that much, but maybe the second episode might actually do it. I enjoyed this episode. I thought it was an okay episode, but I need to see a little bit more for me to say, oh, I love this show. But the introduction, the finale, and stuff like that is something that I really liked. But yeah, I'm definitely going to be tuning in more just to see if I'm going to end up enjoying this. Right now, I like Moon Knight. Was actually one of my favorite shows from last year that I really enjoyed because I dived into like the mythology of the Egyptian stuff and things like that. But with this one, it's kind of iffy on what if I'm going to be liking this more.
What about you, Don? What do you think overall of episode 1?
Overall, I would say I'm pretty happy. If I had to give it a score, I would say right now I'm probably at a 8 out of 10. I would say is where I'm at. I'm pretty happy with everything. I do think there are some things that I kind of was like, but overall, I think they got it right, at least for a first episode.
Yeah, great.
So I'm excited.
Yeah, awesome. I'm going to go to you, Taco, because I don't want to end it on negativity, so I'll end with Jace. So, Taco, do you want to give your overall thoughts?
I've been negative enough. I hate being this guy. It was another reason I was apprehensive of doing this, because I usually hate being the negative person. Like, I don't allow it on my channel. I will never do my top 5 worst blank. That's never something I will ever make. I hate the idea of taking people's negativity of things and capitalizing off of it. But I do owe you, Jamie Lee, and everybody else here how I actually feel. And that is how I actually feel. I might give it another chance, especially if the next episode comes out and everyone's like, holy crap, this is how you turn the show around. All right, I'll go check it out. But I really hope I'm wrong. The last thing we need is more bad Marvel. Just like how I want every new Star Wars movie to be good. I hate hating Star Wars. I hate that there are Star Wars movies I dislike. If there's Marvel I dislike. I love Marvel. I love Star Wars. So I hope I'm on the wrong side of history and that this show completely flips around and I'm wrong.
Great. Jace, what did you think of the overall episode?
Overall, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. The only reason why it's 7 out of 10, well, I'll be honest, actually 6.5 out of 10. And the only reason why it's 6.5 out of 10 is just because I need to be hooked a little bit more. I'm interested in the story, but I don't think I am necessarily invested, if that makes sense. There isn't enough for me to fully. I think the only thing that has me really, truly invested in the show is if Maria Hill is alive or not. Like, that is the biggest thing that has me probably 100% going to be watching every single episode just to be like, she's not dead, right?
She's not dead.
She's not dead, right?
That makes me question, before I cut you off just there, but that makes me question, do you think that we will find out in the next episode if she is or not? Or do you think that they might leave that in an episode later to
if they're
leave
smart,
it to suspense it?
If they're smart, they will do it. We won't find out Maria Hill is alive until the last 2 to 3 episodes.
Yeah, sweet.
That's what I truly like. If they're smart, if they bring her back next episode, it's a stupid move on their part.
She's Marvel's Kenny. She's just gonna die in every episode now. She's just gonna come
Bastards.
back.
You killed Maria Hill. You bastard.
Oh, dear. Sorry, Jace, I cut you off there, but did you want to say anything else, or was that it?
No. That was pretty much it. Like I said, it was just it was a good episode. It was a nice first episode, but not enough to keep me hooked and invested. But I will be back next week to see if it actually does.
Yeah. All right. Well, I really enjoyed it. I didn't expect to. I had really low expectations because I didn't enjoy She-Hulk. What was Kamala Khan's one? Miss Marvel. I enjoyed, but the ending just got me. So yeah, I haven't had a good run with TV series lately, but this one I liked because I thought it was like tonally serious. Like I didn't think they were trying to be too jokey with. I feel like a lot of the Marvel series lately have tried to be, not so much Moon Knight, but don't even get me started on why I'm disappointed with that. But yeah, I just thought it was like really good. And I like the suspense of like the spy stuff. And I mean, maybe it's not suspenseful to other people, but to me, I like, thinking, oh, well, who's that person and who could that be? And is this person real? Like the scary thought is Skrulls can be anybody. And that's where that's the thing that I like the most. Like you're constantly questioning who and why. And my brain apparently likes to do that. So I really liked episode 1 and I'm looking forward to watching episode 2 because I think this series is a little bit different from what we've been getting from Marvel and I like it. There you have it. All right, I'm going to wrap this up now because I'm done. But thank you to everybody who's tuned in. I really appreciate you guys commenting. And I've left everybody's link in the description. So go and check out all the links somewhere down here. Do you guys want to quickly, do you have anything exciting coming up that you want to plug really quick or are you good to wrap this up?
Check out Monday night exhibition match, Titans of the Turf, Multiverse of Geekdom. We played a match, guys. We're back. Season 2 coming soon.
Awesome.
Let's see. As of right now, I'm going to be reviewing a couple of films for film festivals and stuff like that. I'm going to be doing those things. I have a whole bunch of catalogs and stuff like that to go through to which films I want to review for those. So I have that coming up. I also have a director coming on July 15th in the morning time at 10 a.m. on a Saturday. I'm going to be doing that since he lives out in the UK. So I've been doing all my UK shows over on Saturday. So it's just more beneficial for them. But yeah, going ahead, stay tuned to my channel for more stuff. Like I said, we ended up having Michael Olowitz, who is a director for the new Mel Gibson movie. We had him on the show the other night. Rossi and I both interviewed him. He also did some stuff dabbling with Diana Ross and Brooks and Dunn directed some music videos for them. So yeah, go and check that out. And that's everything that I have over here at Movie Lovers Night too.
Awesome. Yep. Check out the link in the description. And what about you, Taco?
If you guys are a Song of Ice and Fire Game of Thrones fans, that's pretty much all I'm doing now. I'm doing 2 lore videos a week. I'm doing Tuesday and Saturday, but I might switch it to Monday and Friday. I don't know. Just switch it up. But yeah, that's it. If you are a big nerd for the George R.R. Martin, go check out my stuff. Something to talk about.
Awesome. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we will catch you in the next video. Bye.